Hi, this is Elise and I'm back from a week's holiday in Mallorca. Now, if you saw my post last week, you might have seen there were a few ups and downs to our week away. And the first one was I immediately, within 24 hours of landing in Spain, succumbed to a really heavy cough and cold. And you can probably still hear it. I'm sounding a bit nasal. Apologies for that. But my cough and cold put me straight into bed for about 3 days. It was the sort of cold that there was no point doing anything other than surrendering to the cold that I had and letting it run its course. But what I was very aware of, that I really didn't want Martin, my husband, to catch my cold. It was only he and I that were on holiday together, and we were together all the time, and I really didn't want a cold to ruin his holiday. And when I spoke to him about this, he said, "No, don't worry, I'm not going to catch your cold." Now, physically, obviously, that's not within his domain. I wouldn't have thought. If he's going to succumb to a cold, then what can he do to stop that medically? But I do think that there is something to take away from a really positive attitude, and understanding that there is a threat in the first place was the first thing that Martin did. Secondly, he made a determination. He said, "I am not going to catch your cold." He was very determined about that. And thirdly, he took some precautions. We stayed apart as much as we could, and he managed to not catch my cold, which, having been with me for all of those 10 days whilst I had it, is quite something, with something as contagious as a cold. And I think that we can take a lesson from Martin here when we want to protect ourselves from things that aren't so much medical, but might be more emotional or psychological in the workplace. Because we certainly can protect ourselves. And I think, as Martin did, being aware and being determined and taking positive steps is a really good way to tackle the challenge of not being overcome by other people's contagious and negative emotions. So, Martin didn't catch my cold. What is it that you don't want to catch of some of the more negative people that you might be around at work? Just a thought for you. I hope it's useful. Until next time.